What's up guys, this is Bryce Van Hoosen. Welcome back to the channel. Today I just wanted to make a quick video comparing and contrasting these 2203 circuits. This is the JCM 800, the 2203X, the reissue, versus a 1978 Marshall JMP 2203 that was modded back in 1985. The 2203X has had some modifications done to it, including the legendary Tones Hot Mod Evo V2, which is just a plug and play modification that you can make to your amplifier, no experience necessary, versus kind of the weird clipping thing that was added in this thing way back in the day. So before we go any further, if you want to support the channel, hit those affiliate links down in the description below. I am now an official affiliate partner with Zounds, which is one of my favorite online musical retailers. And if you are a cheap, broke, credit impaired musician like myself, you can take advantage of their 6 or 12 month no interest payment plans with they also don't check your credit, so that's nice too. I know that I've used that a number of times to get some gear from Zounds. And yeah, if you use that link down in the description, check out my guitar gear sanctuary. You can get links to pretty much everything that I use in this studio, including the JCM 800 2203X. And yeah, I make a small commission, so it doesn't cost you anything extra, and it greatly benefits me and helps me out. So if you're truly broke and looking to level up your guitar playing skills at the same time, you can register for a free 2-week trial to guitartricks.com. Costs you absolutely nothing, and I still make a small commission from the 2-week free trial. So, you know, really helps. It costs you absolutely nothing. Otherwise, please like, subscribe, share. Sharing is caring. It really helps get the word out there. And know that I appreciate your support very much. So, like I said, today we are comparing the 78 JMP 2203 to the reissue JCM 800 2203X. And what you just heard in the clip was the 2203X. So I recently got both of these amps back. Well, not recently, a couple months ago at this point. I'm way behind on filming videos. But I got these back from Arcane Amplifications. So if you are in need of amp tech and repair services in the Portland, Oregon area, man, hit up Trevor at Arcane. He really knows his stuff, and he's especially good with old Marshalls and 2203s and all that kind of stuff, 1987, 1959s, all of that. Trevor's your man. So you got both these things back in playing condition after they had some issues, and man, they have never sounded better. So like I said, the 800 has a legendary Tones Hot Mod Evo V2. I got both the gain and the bass turned up because if you know anything about JCM 800s, you know that they don't have a ton of bass on tap. So I like a little bit more of a, you know, kind of punchy, spongy sort of low end. So anyway, that thing sounds like. All right, and I'm hitting the front end as per usual with the Obsidian Audio Devil Overdrive, which is my favorite overdrive on the market, if I'm being completely honest. Shout out to Taylor for this thing. As well as a Boss Chorus Ensemble, the old school analog one. That is going in straight into the Marshalls, both of them here and here. And then I'm also using the Fryette Power Station to kind of tamp the volume down just a little bit. Going into this cabinet here, which is a old school 90s Fryette 4x12 with vintage 90s V30s that came with this thing. So there you go, Mike Fredman style. All right, that's enough out of the reissue. Let's go ahead and hit the original. This is the 78. Oh, that is so much fun. The guitar I'm using is a 1989 Charvel 375 Deluxe with an EMG, what is that? I think it's the 89 in the bridge, and then two SA single coils in the middle and the neck, respectively. All right, so as you can hear, that has more gain than a standard JCM 800 would, but this thing has a bit of a party trick because there's even more gain on tap if we pull this preamp knob here. And I want to take it all the way down because, yeah, it adds a lot of extra clipping in there. The mod that this has, to my knowledge, is kind of a variation of something that Jose Arredondo would have done back in the day, where basically it takes the triodes, both the triodes of V1, generally in the stock 800 circuit, you're using one half of the triode, or using one triode from the preamp tube. There's two triodes, so you're using one of the two triodes of the preamp tube and then going into V2 after that. This, you pull the preamp, so it's a completely stealth mod, but basically that pulls in the second band of triodes from the tube, so now you're kind of starting to cascade two triodes, both sides of the tube in V1 before going into V2. So it just basically just adds another gain stage. And like I said, this was done in 1985. You can tell because there's dates on the extra caps and resistors and things like that that are in there making that happen. So yeah, this is something that they would have done, you know, way back in the day, which would have been a pretty non-intrusive. You didn't have to drill any extra holes to add an extra preamp tube or anything like that, so it still has three preamp tubes. You're just sort of running the first one a little bit hotter, so. And that sounds like this. I noticed that you get a little bit more top end, a little bit more of those Marshall cutting high mids that some people like, some people hate, and kind of cuts a little bit of the bass. So you get sort of that, you know, it kind of makes it a little bit more, it pushes it into that modded Marshall territory that I think these circuits in particular are really good at doing. Hell yeah. All right, let's go back to the 800. And I'm switching between both of these amplifiers safely using the Mesa head track, which I have sort of tucked away under this Marshall 1960 cabinet here. All right, quite a bit more mids on this one. And that is because I actually have the mids sort of cranked here. Let's turn them down a little bit. Oh man, yeah, as you can hear, there's a difference. There's not a huge difference, and I'm honestly really impressed at the way that the reissue is hanging in there with this thing, given the fact that, you know, basically the reissue is completely stock other than that Legendary Tones Hot Mod V2, which has added an extra tube gain stage, but, you know, it's just testament to the fact that you don't have to do anything crazy to get a really cool modded Marshall sound that's, you know, similar to what they would have had back in the day if that's what you're looking for. All right, so far I've been playing the same riffs so that you can kind of go back and forth and sort of get a feel of the different sounds that these things are able to make. Let's switch it up here. If I can remember the riff. All right, back to the 78. As you can hear, the mod, it gets a little bit of that kind of sort of splatty sort of sound. We'll actually turn it back, push it back in. It's still modded. I feel like it still has more gain than a usual 800 or 2203 circuit. But yeah, with that extra little clipping section there, you get just kind of, I don't know, it does something. I usually kind of leave that off if I'm being completely honest. It's cool to play around with. It's really cool for solos and things like that. There you go, standard. So some other things about this amp, both the transformers have been replaced. They got mercury magnetics in there. The original ones, unfortunately, they, yeah, I blew this thing up twice. So yeah, there you go. All new mercury magnetics, both output and power transformer. So yeah, big thanks to Trevor for taking care of that and getting this thing back in working order. He also added the Metropolis, the Metro amps, the zero loss effects loop. So, you know, best effects loop that you can get for an old school Marshall. And then this one also has been modded with the head first effects loop, just a drop-in replacement for Marshall 2203s, the 2203X, I should say. And it literally doesn't, it looks completely stock. It's awesome and it works great, sounds wonderful. Yeah, there you go. Life's too short to have bad effects loops. This thing also has 6550s versus the EL34s, which are in that. Oh my God, yard work day. All right, I guess there's some yard work going on next door. So before I leave, let's kick on the delay. Got this Eventide H90, which you can also get using my Zounds affiliate link down below. So let's hear how both these things handle a little bit of the wheedlies. Using a single coil neck pickup here. Now I'm gonna go to the 2203X. Oh man, that is so fucking annoying. Oh man, great amplifiers. It's hard for me to choose which one I like better. And I guess that's the reason why I own both of these guys. So let me know your thoughts. What is your favorite JCM 800 2203 circuit or variation? You like the old school JMP ones or, you know, some of the newer ones, or maybe even an 80s horizontal input? Yeah, there you go. All right, thanks for watching. I am Bryce Van Hoosen. Hit those affiliate links in the description below if you want to support the channel, and I will see you on the next one.